Alright guys, back with another video. So, got some interesting polling information here. Now, there's about 3 different polls I'm going to show you with pretty different numbers. So, this is a seat total from Polling Canada. I think this is their own poll because they didn't cite a source. This is from their Substack. But it's saying that Liberals are up 19 seats in the last month and a half to 188. Conservatives down to 126. That's a loss of 18. Bloc at 23 plus 1. NDP at 5 minus 2. Greens at 1, which is where they are now. Which begs me to ask the question, what has Mark Carney done to make himself more popular? Still no deal with Trump. Tariffs are still on. His elbows are down. The budget, there is no budget. It's not just a bad budget, there is no budget. They're going to take an extended vacation over the summer. Horrible cabinet picks. Like, what is... Are people just happy that there's no drama right now, I guess? I mean, there's drama in other parts of the world, but are they just... I don't know, I can't explain this. Like, why would so many people flip over to the Liberals after the election when Mark Carney really hasn't done anything? I don't know. Am I missing something? Did he do something really good that I maybe they like the way he's performing in the question period, but I wouldn't see that alone being enough to give a 19 seat jump for Mark Carney. But maybe, I don't know. It's very confusing because and this is from just 13 hours ago, but if you look at the last week or so, 10 days, Nanos they're saying that the Liberals are at 43% versus the Conservatives at 33%, which is an 8-point drop. But yet you have Abacus, who has it at 42 to 39, with only a very slight drop off. And I can understand like the disappointment. There's a lot of people out west who maybe want to separate. They don't really care about politics right now, so they're not really even thinking about supporting Pierre Poilievre. Plus, Pierre lost his riding. He's not in the House of Commons right now, so we don't get to see him, roasting the Liberals like he usually does in a brilliant way. Because he's not in there. He lost his seat, so he's got to get back in there, and I think his popularity will go up a little bit, but seems like more and more Canadians are just more and more impressed with Mark Carney. Like, what is it going to take? He's made the same promises as Justin Trudeau. Did they just believe him this time? I don't know. I don't get it. But, I mean, Abacus is... I think the last 2 or 3 elections, they've been spot on. So I can't really say this is wrong, but, I mean, Nanos is... been pretty... I think they, a week before the election, they had the Conservatives at like 32 or 33 points. Actually, let's check that. So let's see where they had them just before the election. Okay. It's not showing for some reason. Let's click all of 2025. Okay, there's nothing to click here. 338 Canada. What's going on? Either way, I mean, I can't really find it right now, but it is showing that the Liberals, or some polls are showing that the Liberals are way ahead. And I don't really see why. And Abacus, the more trusted poll, I think, among most Canadians, is showing only a slight lead. And the NDP only coming back just a couple points so far. That seems more accurate because nothing's really happening right now. When Trump and Carney get a deal, yes, I expect there's the media to make him look out to be a hero, whether the deal is good or bad. And the Liberal Party is going to, oh, look what we did. We stuck up to Donald Trump. They're going to make themselves look good. But it's not going to last. But why is it happening now? Like I don't understand this massive spike in support. And all of a sudden, no one likes the Conservatives anymore. They lost 8 points in a month and a half. And again, I understand there's disappointment. I just don't quite understand the drop and why there's such a contrast in terms of the Abacus poll and the Nanos poll. Right? I mean, that's kind of... It's kind of strange when we go back here. Sorry, my delete key is not working well. But you go back here and it's like, okay, 42 points for Abacus for the Liberals and 43. Okay, looks what the same, but 6-point difference here for the Conservatives. That's a pretty big difference. And a 4-point difference for the NDP. Like, is Nano saying that Conservative supporters are leaving and going to the NDP when they are as weak as they've ever been? Without a leader? Without money? I don't think so. So, what the hell's going on here? I have no idea. I don't know what to make of it. It's, of course, way too early, but again, I like making poll videos. It's obviously not great news. I know Pierre Poilievre had an interview. Looks like it was some sort of podcast-style interview. I don't really get that. Maybe people are just upset that he's not going on American podcasts trying to get younger people to watch him, even though they're American podcasts. Like, for example, Theo Von, a lot of young people like him, including young Canadians, right? Full Send. Rogan, of course. I mean, there are things he could do now where I think younger people, which it's going to have to be his new base. Like, if he's going to grow support, it's got to be from young people, which means he needs to be seen in front of young people. I don't think Question Period's going to be enough. Our YouTube channels aren't enough. I don't know about the other guys, but like most of you guys who've watched me are boomers. Not that I don't like that. I'm just saying young people aren't nearly as into politics as older people, and older people right now are just way more liberal than young people. So it's a huge advantage for the Liberal Party. But if Pierre wants to get in front of people, no one's going to watch a conservative-based podcast that's, 19, 20, 21 years old. Right? But they will watch Theo Von. They will watch Rogan. They will watch Full Send. So I'm starting to agree with a lot of the criticism here. Well, I mean, before the election, I was kind of thinking, well, I don't know if it's going to be a big deal for Pierre to get in front of these audiences. But if you look at the lack of voter turnout, especially amongst young people, it looks like, not to be an armchair or a Monday morning GM, but it really, really seems like not going on these podcasts hurt him, and starting his own kind of conservative podcast isn't the answer. I don't know if he's fired Jenny Byrne yet or if he plans to, but he really should. Whatever they're doing isn't working, and they're not reaching enough people. I remember the day of the election. I went out to vote. I was the only one in the school gymnasium. There was no one else there, and it was like 3:30. And that's when it kind of hit me like, oh boy. I know I live in a very left-wing riding, but there's a low turnout. And there was a very low turnout. And if more young people saw Pierre Poilievre before the election, maybe they would have voted for him. Maybe they would have shown up, and maybe instead of having, a 32% of the people not voting, maybe it only goes down to, 27 or 28, and most of those votes go to Pierre, which would have given him probably a minority government. But again, it's all hindsight. It's really hard to say. But what do you think about these polling numbers, and what do you think about Pierre Poilievre potentially going on podcast? Do you think it was a mistake before the election? And if you do you think that he should go on these on these podcasts now? If Theo Von and Rogan and Full Send would still have him on, should he do it? Please let me know what you think in the comment section. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back shortly with a new one.